What's up, everyone? Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye here. We have a couple more things to talk about. Really just, two big things. One is actually from Nikon, and the other one is from Yi. They have the Yi Mi, or the Yi M1. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's one of the GoPro Chinese-based knockoff cameras that are very popular because they're very good for what they are. But you may have seen them. They pretty much make, once again, these Exoi, I think they're called, Yi action cameras, etc. But this is the first time that they've ever jumped into the mirrorless market, and they're actually jumping into the micro four thirds market. So it's just interesting to see what they're gonna try with this, because I don't know, this is a little different thing. You don't see these manufacturers doing something like this. But let's talk about what this is going to be. So you see that this is a mirrorless camera, like I said, micro four thirds. It's going to be 20 megapixels. It will have a 3-inch touchscreen on the back, but it will just be the back. I'll show you pictures of that in a second. It will have 81 point contrast autofocusing detection, which is not that bad. You can touch to focus and touch to capture, so you can trigger that from back there as well. 5 frames per second. 4K video at 30 frames per second. So they're really jumping into this bad boy right here. This does come with a kit. It will have 2 lenses. It could get a prime 42.5 millimeter f1.8 and a 12 to 40, which is pretty standard for micro four thirds, f3.5 to 5.6. There is no in-body stabilization, but these lenses do have IS built into them. There's no price of this yet, but this is just interesting to see what's going on into this. It has a 1/4000 max shutter as well, which is also interesting, and a metallic composite build. So pretty much, once again, they're taking a plunge big time. This is what the lens is going to look like into what this is going to be, and essentially they made this a all really touchscreen type camera. So this is pretty much what the whole back's going to be. So if you see right here, you're going to have the SD card here, just a couple buttons, and then that's pretty much what you're going to get. You're going to menu dive from there. So you may or may not like that. As you see, you can also peak focus as well. So this is just big news that I wanted to bring up, which is pretty interesting as well. But the other biggest news is that Nikon finally gives a shipping date, I think, of the 360 Keymission, but they also announced 2 more. They announced the Keymission 170, which you see right here is kind of like a GoPro lookalike style, and then the 80, which is a little puzzling. I don't get this one, but let's kind of dive into what it is right here. Now, you've already know about the 360 and everything, but there's more information on it right now. If you don't understand the naming, it's pretty much the degree of the lens that they have. So the Keymission 360 is a 360 degree camera, but as you see right here, it has 2 lenses that you can use from that. So it's going to be $499. That hasn't changed much. I've heard that pricing a lot. Both lenses are going to have an f2.0 aperture. So that's great. They're going to be opened up. You're going to be able to do great in low light. It has a 20 megapixel shared sensor, which is actually good. And the interesting part is that it does beat Samsung's 360 by 10 megapixels as well. So, or 20 megapixels a piece. So that's also interesting. It will do 4K, and it will have in-camera stitching, which is huge. Would like to see how that works out though. So with no case, it's waterproof up to 30 meters. And as you see, shockproof up to about 6 feet. So this is a big deal for something like this. $500 in this market is actually not a bad price. But going on to the other big news is the Keymission 170, and this is going to be about $400, which is a bit extreme of a price for something like this. I think you have to knock off at least $100 for something like this, but if they went $199, I think this would sell like hotcakes, because I have some video of this that they shared on their YouTube. But it pretty much is going to be around the same thing as the GoPro Hero 4. 170 degree view. So once again, pretty much GoPro style, GoPro look. 10 meter or 33, feet, waterproof, shockproof up to 6.6 feet as well. So that's, also not that bad. 8.3 megapixel sensor, also pretty good. It can handle the cold to 14 degrees. Well, that's pretty extreme if you ask me. So that's really awesome for that as well. But it will have no touchscreen. So essentially you get what this looks like right here. Looks like a pretty cool lens. Very simple screen right here. Like as I said, I'll show you this in 1 second. But the other interesting one, as I said, is this. See, as you see, it does 4K as well. It has everything built in. So, it's not that bad. Cool. The other thing is this 80. The Keymission 80, which essentially is meant to be maybe clipped to a camera bag or a strap, and it's always meant to be straight up. And that's going to be $279. once again, very interesting they would do something like this. You don't see a lot like it, but, you know, it is what it is. It has a front and a rear-facing camera, which is, I don't know if they'll show it here. Is this it right here? Yeah, see, there it is right here. I guess it's more for selfies so you can see yourself. But the front camera is 12 megapixels f2 lens. The back camera is 5 megapixels with an f2.2 lens. So obviously it's going to degrade a little bit because of what's there. It has a 1.75-inch touchscreen. So yeah, there you go. Whatever, make up your mind about that one. But that's some of the biggest news coming from Nikon right now. And this is from the Nikon Keymission website, but like this is, you can see it pretty much live in use right there. You know, and this is how you menu dive. And all of this is shot with these. So you're seeing this right here. I don't know. I mean, I guess you're not going to go, you know, super crazy with something like this, but here's also the 170, and I think this is going to be the big deal even over the 360 one because of what it's supposed to do. You know, I guess it doesn't look too over-sharpened for what it is, and I'm using this in the highest resolution that it is and what they've uploaded. It's a shot on the 360. It looks like pretty much a lot of the action cameras out there, but this is the biggest news coming out right now, and this is, you know, some interesting things, the Nikon thing. That's what we got right now. Stay tuned for more. I'm going to try and, once again, keep a lot of these condensed, so I'm not doing one. I'm going to try and bundle these up, as usually the first day of Photokina and everything is the big deal. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you're excited for, or if anything so far in these past two videos. I already have one out that I did with the Sony A99 Mark II, Panasonic GH5, and the G85. Let me know down below. Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye. Thanks for watching.